Recorded.
So under the control statement, under the control statement dynamic programming we have seen, fine. So these are the two pillars of dynamic programming: field symbol, data references, okay, and then the third one is the object references, that is the class concept, okay. So where with the help of class we are able to achieve the polymorphism, right? So that is nothing but that will also come under the dynamic programming, right? Polymorphism. So I will just write it, data references. And yeah, hello, are you, everyone is able to hear me properly?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So these are the three pillars mainly, so fine. Two we have seen, another we will see under the class concept when we last start the class oops abap, basic oops abap, then at that time we'll see. Fine. So we are having the now the control statement. So what is the control statement? So under the control statement, under the control statement we are having the first statement: if it is going to be true, here we put the condition, right? And if it is going to be true, then we are going to execute the some line of code, okay. Some code is there here, some code will be written. Then else if we are having if else if, then here also again you will have to give the condition, and if the condition is going to match, you are going to write some code over here also. Again the multiple else if you can put it, multiple else if can be put over here, and then you can again write some code. And at last, if nothing above is true, then you can give the else, okay. Here condition is not required, and directly you can write the code over here. So and after this we are having end if statement. After this we are having the end if statement, okay. If else if, and then we are having the else. Inside the else, again if you want to put some if statement, that also you can, again you can put some if else statement here also. So this is called, again if you are going to put some if else statement inside the else, or and here again you can write some code, okay. So this is called nested if, okay. This is called nested if. And here also if you want, you can put some means you can put again if condition. So like that you can nest as many times as possible, but it is recommended to keep maximum 3 nest, or it's a project specific actually, but maximum nested if is not recommended. Keep it as less as possible, because it creates the confusion, okay. So 3, up to 3, that's fine, we can use up to 3. System will allow as many as possible, but we are supposed to keep less nested if statement. Let's have a quick example for those who is very new to this. Go to the program, and we will create the program number 11. Click on this create button, control statement if else if. Okay, here we have to select the executable program, then click on this save and local object. Okay, come over here and we are going to write, suppose for example we are going to get the value from the screen, so I'm giving these parameters. Okay, and here we have to give parameter input type. Let's suppose I'm providing some integer, and here I'm checking if p underscore input equals 1, then I'm just going to print, I'm just going to print 1 over here, right? And similarly, suppose your input is p underscore input is equals to 2, here I'm going to print 2. Okay, similarly, if my input equals to 3, then I'm going to print 3. So like that, just I'm trying to print it over here, and if nothing is going to match, then it will come under the else part and it will write that some other number. Okay, it will write that some other number. Okay, so here the important thing need to understand is one of this will be executed only, one of this will be executed only. Okay, so suppose if we are going to write, activate it over here and press F8, and if we're going to give 1 over here, this 1 over here, if we're going to give, and if you run, you can see the 1 it is showing. Why? Because the first one is getting true. Press F8, give this time 1 once again and press F8. You will see that p input 1 is equal to 1. So because it is true, so it will come over here and it will write this 1. Okay, similarly, if we're going to give 2 over here, press F8, and you can see that here it will compare, right? Here it will compare this p underscore input equal to 1. Because it is not true, it will come to the second part. This will be true, so it will just print it, and then it will not go. It will not, because other is not true. And if once get executed, any one of these get executed, it will not try to look into other. Okay, because already any one of these gets true, then it will not look into other, it will just come out. Okay, so this is one important thing which you will have to, so once any block gets executed, it will you know it will not go and execute any another. Okay, so you can see it is looking for here, then it is looking for here. It is not true because I have given 4. Okay, then here at last it is coming over here, and because this is true, so it will come, okay, some other number, right? Now just to tell me over here a small question. Okay, suppose I'm going to give over here greater than 2. In case of greater than 2, I'm just going to print know greater than 2. Okay, I'm just printing this value, and here if input greater than a 1 it is there, I'm just printing that greater than a 1. Okay, and here if it is greater than 3, I'm just printing it greater than 3. Now my question is, suppose I'm going to give, and let's suppose I'm having Okay, let it be like this only. Check the syntax, activate it, activate. Now suppose I'm going to give the input value as 4. Okay, so what it will, what will be its output? Can
Greater
anyone
than
of
3.
Greater than 3.
Greater.
I'm going to supply the 4 as a input. Okay, then what will be answer?
Greater than 3, sir.
So one answer is greater than 3. Any other answer? Any other answer? If I'm
Pankaj,
going
it will
to,
come to, if it come to else part, right? Some other number.
no, I'm giving the input 4. Okay, I'm giving this p
Yes, yes.
underscore input 4. So in that case, what will here p input is greater than 1, right? P input is greater than 2. P input is greater than 3. I'm supplying 4. Then what will be the answer? One answer I got 3. Another answer I got some other
Greater
number.
than, greater than, greater than
Yeah,
1.
yeah. One answer is greater than 1.
What? Yes.
One answer
Why
is
means it is
greater
executed
than.
at the first step. It will not.
Yeah.
All the numbers
Okay.
will be
So
greater than 1, greater than 2, and greater than 3.
okay. So all other number, one answer, one another answer is all other will be means all greater than 1, greater than 2, everything will be printed. Any other answer? Greater than 1.
It will print only.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So I got the point. So what I have told you, see, the one answer is correct over here, that this is only answer greater than 1. Why? Because see, only one block will be executed, once block will be executed only once get the block executed, then it will not go and check for the another block. Okay, this is an important point in this if and else if, so when you are supplying the 4 from input side, okay, so because the 4 is greater than 1, the first if itself is going to be true, you know because the flow will start from, right, from the, can you please mute from your side, please? Yeah, thanks. So here, the p underscore input is greater than 1. So once it is going to be executed, it will not go and check another, because already any one is true, then it will just come out. Let's check how it's going to behave. I'm just going to comment this one. Check now. Activate it. Activate. I'll put the breakpoint over here. Press F8. Give some value. Let's suppose 8. Press F8. And here you can see that the P input is 8. So first one is going to be true. And once the first statement is true, now another it will not execute. You can see it's just coming out. It's just coming out. Don't get confused that it is on the right cursor. No, it is coming out. The symbol you can see. You can see the symbol means it is coming out, and you can see it is saying greater than 1. So only it will show you the greater than 1, because once any of the block, any of the statement is going to be true, it will not go and execute any. Okay, so this is the things you will have to be careful, that only one it will get executed. Okay, now let's go ahead. Yeah, any question?
In the case condition, they will execute the other step also, next block also.
In the case condition, no, in case
Yes, yes.
condition,
It will execute the next.
okay, in the case condition, if we're going to see, there also once it is going to be true. So let's see that one. Let's case and give the some variable p underscore input. The same thing we can represent, same thing we can do with the help of case statement also. So
Yes,
here you
yes.
have to give When one is there, then I'm just going to give here, a 1, write 1, and when 2 is there, then just write 2, full stop. When 3 is there, then just write 3, full stop. And similarly, like uh, when other, okay, when others, then write some other number, okay, some others. So now let's put the full stop here, also full stop, okay, and end case, pretty printer. And now let's give one another when 1 over here. Check the syntax, pretty printer, check the syntax, okay. So just activate this one, activate. So whenever I'm going to give the 1, as per my understanding, it should give only 1, okay. It should not print these 3 also, right? Let's see, because once it gets true, it will just come out, okay. So press F8 and give 1 over here, press F8, and we will see here. So the input is 1, so this 1 and 1 got equal. So now write 1 and once, now when 2, and you can see that after 1 itself it is just coming out, it is not uh, going for others. So here also the same thing happens, it does not execute, even if you will put here also, you might be thinking then control has come over here, so that also it will not print. Once it gets true, it will just come out. Press F8 and give the 1 over here, press F8, and you can see that this got true. So now this will be not printed, only 1 will be printed, okay. So again only 1 is going to be printed, okay. So once condition gets true, it will not execute any other, and if nothing gets true, then it will execute the other. So this is case and when statement. Inside case and when also, here also you can use again if statement, and inside when also again you can use the case statement. Nested case also you can use, okay. Inside this you can also use the loop and all, whatever you have learned till now, all these things you can use it over here also. Check it, activate it, and that's it. Now we will learn today, let me go and mark it that we have if else, okay, loop. This loop, actually this loop is a iterative statement, okay. Actual loop is this do and do, okay, and while loop. In SAP ABAP we are having the actual loop. That loop is while and do and do. That is the actual loop, okay. Loop at the we have seen many times loop at the loop at internal table into work area, and then we are doing many things over there. So that is not the actual loop, okay. That is not the actual loop. That will work like a loop, that is a iterative statement that will work like a loop, that is a similar to loop, but that does not come under the actual loop, okay. So we will see over here the difference between that loop and actual loop, okay. So do and do, and we will see while and the loop and loop. All these things we will analyze over here, and we will see what is the difference between them and why we tell this is not the actual loop, that is the actual loop, okay. So whenever you are going to write anything inside the do and do, okay, that is going to be your, this is a first loop statement. This is do and do is your actual loop. So you know the what is the meaning of loop. Okay, means the control will flow one by one, one by one, one by one. So how it will flow, I will just show you, right? And here just writing it one, let us suppose. So check it. Can you tell me what will be its output? Any one of you? What it's going to be its output?
It is infinite loop, so it will not give any output.
Yeah, it will not give any output because it will go into the infinite loop. I have not given any condition over here, something like that, So it will go into the
It is come to
infinite.
dump.
Yeah, yes, and it will come into the dump
It is
because
go to
of
dump.
because of memory issue, right? So now if you see here, I will just show you, just check it how it's going to work. So after this do, the one has been written, again it is coming to there, and you can see, just observe over here, again means it is executing in loop. It is executing in loop. After undo, again it is going to do again. So this is called the loop, again and again, again and again, again and again, right? Again and again. So restart.
Pankaj, someone else. Hello, Pankaj, someone else. They are
Uh-huh.
starting the video. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Is disconnected in video. Someone is click on video mode. That is showing.
Okay, now it's fine.
Yes, yes, it is fine.
Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, good. Fine. So let's go now, and here the right one. That's fine. We have seen that how it is working. Similarly, if we are having the while loop also, the while loop, but here in while loop, in while loop, we'll have to give the condition over here. So suppose if you have some number, for example, p underscore input is greater than 10. So this input, or maybe this can be any variable also. Let's take this variable x equal to x is less than 10. So this will run by the time when x will be less than 10. After that it will stop. Okay, when this condition will be false, it will not execute. It will be executed only when the condition is true. Okay, so here for example, if we're going to do the write, if we're going to do the write statement and x, and here let's declare this x and x type I. So now tell me what will be its behavior. This will also go in dump, right? This will also go in infinite loop because initial value of x will be 0, right? Because it is integer. So x 0 is going to be always less than 0, and I'm not doing anything over here. But if you want to come out from the if you want to come out from the loop, what you can do, if we're going to do some operation, right? And here what will happen, that it will print how many number it will print. Can you tell me what it will print? What will be its output for this x is less than 10? So
It
from 1 to
will
10.
it
Yeah,
will
from
print
1 to 10.
to 10.
Yeah, from 1 to 10 it will be printing. So why, just press F8 over here, and sorry, it went into infinite loop because here I have not commented this one. So let me stop the transaction, go to AC38, change, and this one, comment it, activate now, activate, press F8, And here you can see that our x is 0 initial value, x has been written, and then 1 will be written, right? Then from 0 to 9 it will be written, right? From 0 to 9 it will be written. As soon as it will be going to be like, when x is going to be 10, it will come out from the loop, right? So now you can see the x has become 10, and this time it has come out from the loop, and just press F8 and you can see that 0 to 9 it has printed. Okay, so here also if you want to come out from the loop, you can give some condition. Okay, here explicitly you will have to mention the condition, and once the condition is going to be true, you can use the exit statement. So exit is used to come out from the loop. So if suppose similarly, the here you can again use the x, and here if x equals to 10, then end if, and here you can write the exit, and of course here you will have to increment x equal to x plus 1. We'll have to increment, right? So check the syntax, activate this one, right? And here also x will be starting from 0, and one by one it will keep on, all the right side value will be added and assigned into left side value. So this is the basic concept of the programming, right? Whatever the right side is there, it is going to be added and assigned to the left side. So here you can see the x is currently 0, right? You can see the x is currently 0, and when you are going to add 0 or 1, it will become 1. So the value of x will be 1 over here after execution of this statement. So press F6 and now you can see the value of x is 1. Okay, so left side value will be added and assigned to the right side value will be added and assigned to the left. Similarly, now again if you come, the system is going to check if x is what. If x is 10, then it will just exit. But this x is, at this point of time it is 1, so this will be false. This statement will be false, so it will not go inside. And similarly it will keep on checking, and now x has become 2, because 1 plus 1, this final value of x has been now 2. I'm just going to put breakpoint, press F8 now, press F8 and press F8, press F8, press F8, press F8, press F8, press F8, press F8. Okay, and you can see now it has been 10. Okay, so 10 equal to 10. So what it will do, that it will just come out from the loop. Exit will, exit will remove the control. Exit will leave the control for the immediate loop. Okay, so as soon as the exit will encounter, control will come out from the immediate loop. Okay, so press F6 and now this will be executed, and press F8. So 111 it is coming from that particular, that 111 we are printing. So instead of this 111, you can print, over here, write x like that. So here also you are going to get 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 like that you will get. Okay, so press F8 and you can see you are getting the output from this do. Now one question to all of you, can you tell me how it is going to behave? How it is going to behave, this do and do? What will be the output for this? Okay, what will be the output for this? Quickly, any one of you.
Infinite,
Once
sir.
again, it
Infinite,
will go
sir.
down to infinite
Yeah,
loop.
yeah, again it will go
Infinite,
into,
infinite.
yeah, and if I'm going to put, if x equals to 10, then what will be? then what will be, right? Now it will be, right?
Exit.
Now exit, right? Now it will be
Yes, yes, yes.
exit, right? So hope you understood the concept what I'm trying to tell. So because this exit is there, as soon as x equal to 10 will come, it will come out from this do and undo. Again, it will check. If it is true, then it will come out from this loop. So it will come out from the immediate loop if exit is there. Very important, very important to understand this basic concept. Now, if we're going to talk about the loop, okay, and if you see here the loop and end loop over here, and if you are going to write over here, let me give x over here, okay, and check it and activate it and just observe it. Control X, Control V, activate it, put the breakpoint over here, press F8. Okay, you can see that after this loop, it has just this loop is there and loop is there, and when I'm printing, let me make it a bit clear for you. Just comment this and just comment this one. Okay, activate this, activate, press F8 and just observe over here what it is happening, that just after this loop and end loop, it is not giving any syntax or nothing like when you are checking the syntax and all, but this x is going to be, after this loop, it is just coming outside, nothing is being executed, right? Nothing is being executed. So there is no meaning of this statement as of now. If you see, it is not giving you any syntax error or something like that also, right? So loop always works if you are having loop at internal table. If you have some internal table, okay, internal table into, okay, and the work area, then only it will work. So it will work one by one. The value of the, it's like one by one record of the internal table will go and copy to this work area, and that work area now you can print it over here, right? So this is how this loop works. This is how this loop works. So we have already seen, right? I will show you once again. lt underscore mara type table of, I'm going to take MAKT table, material description table, type table of MAKT, okay, MAKT, and then one work area I will require, WA underscore MAKT type MAKT, okay. So here this internal table, if you want to print the value of internal table, okay, or any operation one by one if you want to do, you can put it over here, and into this you can put into this value over here, right? Pretty printer, check the syntax, fine, and you can access the value now. Now you can, or if you want to check how many records is there, now that you can do, okay. So x equal to x plus 1. So the final x is going to give you the total number of records, right? Total number of records will be what? Will be x, right? So it will iterate as many times the number of records is there, okay. So activate this one and put the breakpoint over here, press F8 and lt underscore MAKT. Oh, sorry, I have not given any select query, just because there is no 0 record, so it will just come out, okay, because 0 records, so it will come out, okay. So let's give let's select. So select star from MAKT into table LT underscore MAKT. So I'm just getting all the record from the MAKT table and press F8 now, press F6, and you can see in LT MAKT there are 2,19,410 records is there. Okay, and this loop will run that many times. You can see the first loop has gone, then second loop, then third loop, then fourth loop, okay, then fifth loop. You can see, and it will run how many times? 22,19,410 times this is going to run. And and it will give you the counter also, right? Every time it is going, keep on adding 1 1 1 1. Press F8 and you will see that 2,19,410 number of records it has given. So that many times it will iterate, that many times it will go, it will execute based upon the number of records. So this is very powerful. This iterative statement has been very powerful. Lot of usage are there. Okay, lot of usage. Now the difference, what is the difference? So one difference you have seen, like if there is no record, it will just come out, right? It will not go into infinite loop or something like that. Okay, that is one thing. Another, we are having two important system variable that is called sci-tabix and sci-index. Okay, so whenever the sci-tabix and sci-index come into the picture, okay, so sci-tabix means it will show you, it will point out the current record index, remember, index of the current record. Okay, index of the current record, index of the current record. When the loop statement is going to run, it will set sci-tabix. Okay, index of the current record. We are another important variable we are having index. There is no impact on psi index, no impact on psi index. Psi index is used for the loop statement, actual loop statement. So what is my actual loop statement? My actual loop statement is this do and do. Okay, so first I will show you over here, then we will go there and we'll check once again. Okay, so here let me comment it, or I will just comment this one. Okay, so here I'm having this do and undo. I'm just going to delete to make it clear. Okay, so here you will having the psi index, so it will tell you the current iteration of the loop. Okay, the psi index will tell you the current iteration of the loop. So psi index will be set for the loop. So for while also your psi index will be set. Sci-tabix will not set it over here in case of loop. Sci-tabix only set whenever you are going to access the record into the internal table. For example, if we are going to use the read statement, read, you have internal table over here, right? You have internal table over here, lt underscore MAKT, right? So if we're going to write here the read it lt underscore read table lt underscore MAKT into, let's suppose, wa underscore MAKT with key and matnr equals, let's suppose we are having any value, any valid value we can take from here /o sc16 in Mara, and let's take some value, press F8, and from here we will get some material. So 17, 21 it is there, so I can take 17 or 21, something like that. Okay, I'm just going to get it 17, full stop. But I think let me apply the conversion exit, go to here, and I will have to use the 0 actually. Save output without conversion exit, select this option, okay, press F8, and I have to use this one. Then only it will work properly, because earlier it was there in the, now it is stored in the internal format. Okay, so control V, this will select the value. Okay, so whatever the value is there, whenever it will find this 21 number record is there in lt underscore makt, the index of that particular record will be stored inside tabix. Okay, so you can see that site tabix, you can write it over here, pretty printer, and the data why it's showing in red, check the syntax, there is no problem, no issue, activate it, activate this one. Now here also let me enable, so that in one go I will show you. This also enable. Okay, just activate this, just activate it, and it got activated. Now put the breakpoint over here, and let's start observing from do. Okay, so here here you are having the site tabix. Here also let me write explicitly the site tabix, the system variable. System variable is nothing but at runtime its value get decided. Okay, at runtime. So this is the system variable, site tabix and site index. Size sub rc is also system variable. When it is set 0, we know already. In case of successful execution of select query read statement, the size sub rc is going to be set 0. If it is unsuccessful, then it will become non-zero. This we already know. Now you observe over here, in the case of do statement, press F6, and you can see as soon as the control has come over here, as soon as this first do got executed, index got set 1. Okay, come over here. Now you can see the 2, it is keep on setting, and when the index will get set 10, that means it will just come out, because the x will become equal to 10. I am increasing x plus 1, x equal to x plus 1, like that I'm increasing. Just press F8, and you can see the psi index at this point of time, as soon as it came out from the loop, again it's set to 0. Okay, again it set to 0 as soon as it came out from the loop. So as soon as the loop was getting executed, it was working, but so psi index sets the current loop iteration. Similarly, the while again, if you will come over here, you can see the first index. Again, you just okay, because the x value, x value was 10, because 10 is less than 10, so only one it got executed, and as soon as it came out from the loop, again psi index becomes 0. Okay, now come over here and select all the selector lt underscore kt got selected, and I'm trying to find out this particular record, 21 number record. You can come over here and you can see where is the 21 number record. You can see the 21 number record is at which index? It's index number 3, right? So can you tell me, after reading this statement, what will be the value of site tabix?
3.
Yeah, it will become 3 because site tab X points the current internal table record. So if you press F6, you can see the site tab X has become 3 because this particular 21 number record is there at the 3rd place. Now just come over here and you can see now one by one the first record will be pointing and will be copying into the work area. So now the site tab X will become what? Pointer will be at the first record, right? One by one, one by one, right? So you can see the one it has become, and again in the second loop iteration it will become 2 site tab X, and you can see on the sci index there is no impact. On sci index there is no impact. Okay, you can see on sci index there is no impact. So it is very important to understand the concept of sci tab X and sci index. Many times you will require to use. Okay, so whenever you will require to use inside a loop to point out a record, you will have to use the sci tab X. Whenever you will have to require to find out the iteration inside a loop, you will have to use the sci index. Very important, you have to remember it. Okay, so what you will have to do, suppose if you have some modify operation, right? Modify some internal table, internal it underscore tab, and if you want to modify with from some work area, right? So here when you are going to write the index, you will have to give the sci index. Okay, you will have to give the sci index. If you are going to give explicitly index, if you are not going to give any explicit index, automatically it will consider the implicit index because it is inside the loop. But suppose your requirement is something like that, or that if you want to give the if you want to explicitly mention, then you will have to give like that, because inside this sci index only will keep on changing. Remove it, not required. You will never require, but just I'm telling you because in do and end loop, in do and end do, implicitly it will take place. But suppose if you are having inside this do and undo, if you have one another do and undo, and if you want to track the external index, so in that case what you will do, you will just create one variable, right? lv underscore external index, something like that, and you can put the sci index over here so that you will keep this index for your further processing inside this loop, another loop you are having. Okay, leave this. Once you will come practical mode, then you will be able to
Hello.
understand.
Here in
Yeah.
modify, you mentioned IT underscore tab and WA under greater than less than symbols. Is this the syntax that we need to specify, or can we
No, no,
ignore
no,
that?
no. No. Just I'm putting this into greater than and less than because this is not the syntax. Actually here we have to give the internal table name. So here whatever we are having, the
Okay.
suppose this is your internal table, so
Okay.
this internal table we have to give, and here the name of the work area. Okay,
Okay. Fine. Got it.
like
Thank you.
that. Okay, no problem. So now this is how it behaves. So hope you understood the difference between site tab X and sci index. This is important from interview point of view also. I will just note it down over here. Let me open a new slides, and if you have any doubt, please let me know. Psi tab X versus psi index. Very important. Most frequently used system variable psi sub rc, psi tab X and psi index is the most frequently used system variable in the ABAP programming. Okay, so here it points the current record of the internal table. Okay, psi index, it points the current iteration, okay, of the loop. Okay, here it is applicable it is applicable inside the loop and loop statement, and this one is applicable in any loop statement. This is applicable inside any do and do and while and while. Please remember these two facts, very important. This one I'll just mark it out from interview point of view. Okay.
Hi, can we use this psi index under loop and loop also?
No, I've just shown you that it is not working, right? There is no impact on psi index. There is no
Okay.
impact on psi index. If inside the loop, this inside loop and in loop, if we're going to use do and undo, suppose something like that, if your requirement comes here inside the do and undo, you can use the psi index. Okay, here you can use inside the psi index is only applicable for the loop statement. That means do and undo and while and while. This is only the actual loop statement. Okay, so now we have seen these particular things. I will quickly show you the OpenSQL. Very important. Focus on this OpenSQL. Okay, what is OpenSQL? What is OpenSQL? Okay, let's go back and create one more program, 13, and we will see the OpenSQL. OpenSQL executable program, save, local object, and then first we will see why it is OpenSQL, why it is known as the OpenSQL. Actually, there are two types of SQL, OpenSQL and native SQL. So if you remember that, in 3-tier architecture, we are having the application server over here, and then we are having the database server over here. Okay, so this database can be anything, Oracle, SQL, or anything, right? So whatever you are going to write it over here, suppose today you have written some code over here, some code you have written specific to Oracle database. Okay, some codes, suppose you have written the SQL query specific to the Oracle, specific to the Oracle database. You have written the SQL query over here. So if some SQL query is specific to that particular database, that is known as the native SQL. For example, Tamil language is specific to the Tamil Nadu, right? Bhojpuri is specific to the Bihar. Telugu is specific to the Andhra Pradesh, right? So these are the native language. These are the native language, right? But if you see the English or Hindi, something like that, let's compare over here English language. So English can be converted by someone and translated into the native language, right? So the something like that you can compare over here also. This Oracle specific language, if we're going to use over here, so database specific language is known as the native language. But the problem with native language is what? Tomorrow, suppose here, instead of Oracle, some MS SQL database comes. Then this native, because the earlier native language was Oracle specific language, Oracle specific native language. So this MS SQL will not understand. Okay. Yesterday it was a Tamil language, but tomorrow some Telugu people come or some Bhojpuri people come or some Bangla people come, he will not be able to understand the Tamil language, right? So this this was a kind of restriction, this was kind of a problem. So what SAP came up with, that is known as the universal language or open language, OpenSQL. So OpenSQL, what happens, it does not matter whatever the database it is there, Oracle or MySQL or whatever it is. What it does, in the application server layer, there is one another component. That component is called, database abstraction interface. This is a program, this is a software, database abstraction interface. So what actually it does, this database let me put it some color over here so it will be better. Say fill the shape, I will fill it with this. Okay, so what it will do, it will behave like a translator. Okay, tomorrow some Telugu people will come, right? So he need to understand in some Telugu, or some Bhojpuri will come, he needs to understand in some Bhojpuri or some Bangla, right? So one translator should be there who is going to translate the language into that particular language, right? So here the OpenSQL language you can compare with the English. Now English is going to be converted into a specific to the native language, right? That is a universal language, right? And which is going to be converted by the translator. This translator is nothing but database abstraction interface based upon, in this database abstraction interface, it is having the capacity to convert the OpenSQL into corresponding native SQL. Okay, so MS SQL, tomorrow MaxDB is coming over here. It is also capable to convert this OpenSQL into the MaxDB. Okay, so there are two types of SQL. There are two types of SQL. One is called the, in SAP there are two types of SQL. One is native SQL, not in SAP, it's it's in general, so one is native SQL. There are two types of SQL, native SQL and open SQL. Open SQL. So native SQL is specific to database. It is specific to database, and the open SQL, it's universal. It is open to all the database. Says okay. So this thing, just to remember. Now come and we will see the different flavor of open SQL. We'll not see in more detail the native SQL. I will just give you some example of native SQL at the end of this session. Okay, pretty printed. Now just come over here and select. If you have to select all the data, select all the field, select all the fields from a table. Okay, so select, you are going to write select a star. This whatever we are going to learn, all these open SQL, and we are supposed to use the open SQL always. We are supposed to use open SQL always. This is the better practice from performance point of view also. Okay, because you are having at the abstraction interface, you are having that optimizer. This optimizer optimize your query and it sends to the database in their native SQL, so that native SQL is going to work effectively. Okay, so that's why open SQL, and there are many other advantages, like you can use tomorrow if you want to replace your database, you can replace with another database. You don't have to worry about this, right? So select a star, and that's why the reason it was easy to migrate from another database to a HANA database, right? So select a star from Mara into or MAKT. Let me take MAKT table because Mara is having large amount of value. Select a star from MAKT into table IT underscore MAKT. And of course, you will require to declare this internal table to hold the value. So data IT underscore MAKT type table of, now you are expert in declaring the internal table and work area, right? So this is the when you will have to use the select all field using the OpenSQL. If you want to select only one field, then what you will have to do, you will have to write like this: select single. Okay, select single from MAKT, and if we're going to only one field, not field, actually only one record I'm talking about. Okay, so suppose here what it will give, it will give you all the records. Select a star means all the fields, a star means all the fields. The meaning of a star means it will consider all the fields of the Mara table. And here select single from select single star means single record, and a star means all the field for one record get from MAKT into, and because it is one record only, so you have to use the work area, right? Because work area will be sufficient. So I'm just going to use the work area. We have to give the data WA type MAKT. So whenever you are going to use the single, you must have to use the work area, because system will be expecting, because one record is there, so why to use the table? So you must have to use the work area. So select single star from MAKT into WA. Now if whenever you are going to use the single, whenever you are going to use the single, better to use single when you know the key field. Okay, so all the key fields. So in MAKT, if you go to the MAKT table, we are having, so from here also you can go to MAKT table. How? Double click on this MAKT, click on this yes button, and it will navigate to the MAKT, and you can see these are the key field. Okay, MANDT, MATNR, SPRS. So MADT always will be a key field by default, so we can ignore that one. MATNR and SPRAS is the key field. Material number and language is the key field. Just to go back, and if you know the material number, what material number, right, equals, let's suppose you are having some material number over there. So I will just copy the material number MAKT, press enter, press F8, and I can copy some material number, and then SPRAS equals, you can give this E over here. Okay, so you can see, check, activate this one, activate. Okay, so whenever you know the key field, so key field means it will represent only a unique field, right? And from and when you know the unique field, it is going to give you a single record. But suppose if you don't know the key field, and if you want to fetch only one record, any one record, in that case only one record, in case when you know the key field, this is how you can use. But if you don't know the key field, if you don't know the key field and you want to fetch any one of record, any of the record, so see, the select single also work. In that case also it will work. It is not like that it will not work, but from performance point of view, it is told that it is not good. Like if we're going to use this will also work, select single star, but from performance point of view, this is not good. So what is good then? This is not good if you have to fetch the single record. In that case, SAP tells select a star up to one rows, because you are going to fetch any one record. So in that case, select a star up to one rows from MAKT into WA. Okay, And when you are going to use the select a star up to one rows, whenever you are going to use select a star up to one rows, and you are going to put the data into a work area, you must have to end it with a end select, because it work in a loop. Okay, whenever you are going to use up to one rows, because system, you are telling to the system that get up to one rows. Okay, here clearly you are telling that get a single value, so it will not come into the loop. Here you are completely telling get the single value, so it will not come into the loop. Here you are telling get all the values, so it will not come into the loop, right? But here you are telling get up to one rows, right? Here system goes into the loop. It behaves like that. Check the syntax, and you can see as of now there is no error. But if you remove this one and and check the syntax, it will tell that the incorrect nesting before and end of the program, the control structure is introduced by select must be closed by end select. So whenever you are going to use up to one rows, right, you will have to use the end select. Okay, activate this one, activate now. So this is how, here I'm using the select star. Okay, here I'm using the select star, means all value. But what if I have to use only some specific field from the MAKT? From the MAKT I want to fetch only the material number and language and material description. These three fields only I want to fetch. Here you can see the description is given, right? So all these three fields I want to fetch it. So for that purpose also we are having select, we have to give the name of the field, so MATNR, then SPRAS, that is the language queue, and the description MAKTX from MAKT into table. Okay, if you want to fetch multiple record, right, if you want to fetch multiple record, you will have to specify into table. Okay, you will have to specify into table, because I'm not giving any single or something like that. That means I'm going to fetch multiple record, so I'm going to give into table. And when you are going to give the table over here, you will have to declare one table, right? IT tab, let's suppose, and this IT tab must have the type which is having these three fields, right? Or else I will show you types begin of ts underscore tab, then MAKT MATNR type MATNR, then MSPRAS type. In the same sequence you will have to define in the same sequence. Okay, MAKTX type MAKTX. So in the same sequence, whatever you have given over here, in the same sequence you will have to give it. And it is always recommended, it is also recommended that in whatever sequence this field is there in MAKT table, keep the field in the same sequence. So first MATNR there, then SPRAS, then MAKTX. So in the same sequence, first I have put MATNR, SPRAS and MAKTX here also, right? So it is recommended for better performance as in the same sequence. Okay, so if you check the syntax, some error is there. It is telling IT underscore tab. Let me declare it data IT underscore tab type table of type table of TS underscore tab. Pretty printer, check the syntax. Okay, and just activate it. Activate now, and you can get all these specific three fields. You will be able to get it over here. Okay, if you want to get all the data we are getting, if you want to get up to up to 10 rows, so you can give up to 10 rows, up to 10 rows, so it will get up to 10 rows only. Okay, up to 10 rows. So whatever you want to specify, you can specify over here, right? So this also can be done. Another also we are having, the on on two table you can put the inner join. Okay, you can put the left outer join on two table. You can put the inner join, left outer join. You can put now right outer join is also supported in the new syntax. Okay, we are using the old syntax, not old, but before 7.40, whatever we are using over here, this is supported before 7.40. So whatever before 7.40 is supported, now also it will be supported. Okay, but the new syntax we will learn at the end of the course. Okay, fine. Inner join, left outer join, right outer join will come under the new. So inner join, if you want to get the data from the two table, then we are going to use the inner join. So for example, suppose if you want to get the material information along with the material type, okay, along with the material type MTART. So this MTRT will get from where? MTRT will get from the Mara table. And this SPRAS and MAKTX from where you will get? You will get this SPRAS and MAKTX, you will get from the MAKT table. So here you can use the inner join. With this, I will just show you and we will stop it over here itself. Select. Now comment this one and select all those fields MATNR, MTART, SPRAS, MAKTX from Mara, inner join, MAKT. On which field we are going to put the inner join, right? We are having the material number field in both MAKT and Mara table common field. Okay, so I'm just going to put the material of Mara. So I will tell the system like this: MATNR equals MAKT MATNR. So material number of Mara should be equal to MAKT of Matner, and then get all those fields from Mara and put into table IT underscore tab. Okay, so this you can put here also. It can, you can put this one here also. Here also you can put, or here also, means you can try with different places SAP allows, here also at last also you can put. Okay, so and this is how you can get the data using the inner join. Similarly, if you'll have to use the left outer join, means all the data from material you want to get, right? Then you can use. So
Yes,
here,
Pankaj,
yeah, yes, go ahead.
Pankaj, you are writing. Pankaj, you are writing as inner join as MAKT, but why should you are not write in MAR, Mara?
I
Hello.
didn't get your question. I didn't get. Can you come once again? Why I should not write?
Here inner join MAR, Mara
Okay.
from Mara. Okay, but you are inner join with MAKT, no, from Mara table to with MAKT.
Yeah, from Mara to MAKT, right? So here I have given there, no? Inner join condition. Matner of Mara should
Yes,
be
not.
equal to Matner of
Yes, yes.
MAKT, right?
Okay.
Yeah, the
Okay.
inner join condition I am giving over here, that Matner of Mara table should be equal to Matner of MAKT table, and then you get all those field. Okay. And here also you can specify this Matner you want to get from which table. So whether you get Mara or MAKT, here there is not going to make any impact, because only the matching record from Mara and MAKT is going to come. So here, because material number is present in both Mara and MAKT, you will have to specify from which table you are going to get it. If you don't specify, system will tell you that this MATNR is present in both MARA and MAKT, which MATNR you want to get. So here you can give either MARA or MAKT. There will be no impact in result because it is going to get the matching record only. Okay, and MTIT is only there in the MARA. Your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking. Can you put the message over here? Difference is we can check single input value case, but in if statement we can check multiple condition. Yeah, this is true. Yes, fine. So okay, so tomorrow we will discuss in more detail. Let me quickly show you one message I got from Siva. That is a good information. Check it, and that is the difference between actually in if and case over there. So I think we have created in 10 data references, 11 control statement. Yes, go into change, and here you can see that here we can compare only one value, right? In when we can compare only one value, but in if you can compare multiple value. If input greater than one, or here you can give the AND statement. If you have, suppose the same, if you want to check p input uh, is less than maybe 20, you can give. Okay, so multiple AND condition you can put, okay, in if else. But here you cannot put something like when 3 and uh, and something like 4 or something like that, or you cannot put or also, or you can put, I think, yes, or it is supporting when 3 or yes, or you can put, but and you cannot put when and 1 and 2, because there is no meaning of and logically. Or if it's going to be 3 or 4 or 5, like that you can put. Okay, so this is how one more thing you can observe. In actual development you will be able to do everything smoothly, nothing to worry, just to understand the basic concept. And while
Hi.
doing the development,
Does this mean this if condition? So you mentioned many parameters in the selection screen. If there are many fields, this is how we will mention the if condition with values.
yeah, they see single also you can mention over here, because the input is only one, right? So if that input, suppose if we're going to get 10, so 10 is greater than 1 and 10 is less than 20, so this is going to be valid, right? 10 is,
Yes.
yeah, but if we're going to get p underscore input as a 25, so 25 is greater than 1, that is true, but the second condition is going to fail, right? So 25 is less than 20, this is
Yeah.
going to fail.
So like this, can we put n number of
Yeah,
validation?
yes, you can put and some another variable also you can give. Suppose some another variable, let us say x greater than 20 and then x less than 45, like that you can give. Or some another
Okay.
variable also you can also put or over here, x equal to in case of x, if you want to use some another variable, y 34, so you can give. Every time we'll have to give x greater than 20, x less than 45. You cannot give like this, if x is greater than 20 and less than 30, you cannot give like that. And less than 30, you must have to give here also x, you have to mention x greater than 20 and x is less than 30. Okay, so like that we'll have to mention. So because this let me check if something is not x is unknown, because x we have not defined at this point of time, right? So that's why it is giving you the error. Once you define, let me define this data, and if I'm simply going to give x, can you tell me what is the meaning of data colon x? If I'm simply going to give x, we have already discussed this. If I'm
Character.
simply going,
One character it will type.
yes, very good. One character value, right? So here this is going to be one character, but it is of two characters, so you have to mention it, to type C. But this is integer, so better why not to give the integer. And when you are going to give the integer, you don't have to mention the length over here, right? So by default this I is nothing but here in ABAP, I is corresponding to int4 data type of the data dictionary. Int4 data type. 4 means 4 bytes. Okay, 4 bytes means 4 bytes means what? 4 into 8 bits, right? And so how many maximum it can capture? 2 to the power maximum value it can capture 2 to the power 32. 2 to the power 32. How to write the power? So just 2 to the power 32, right? Like this. Okay. So it will consider the maximum 2 to the power 32, but it is a signed integer, right? Negative or positive. So whatever the value it will come, it will be divided by 2, because half of the value will store the negative value and half of the value will store the positive value. Okay. So like that, you can decide. So simply type I, it is a sufficient enough to handle the large amount of data. Int4, right? 32 bits, not a less. It's a good amount of data. Fine. So with this, let's stop our today's class. Someone is having office and all. So, let's stop here and we will meet tomorrow. We will understand in detail that inner join, left outer join. Okay. Another stuff also we are having. Here we will check if we are going to miss, like select a star into corresponding field. We will see how we can use this one, right? Then we will see DML, very important. Insert, update, modify. Yesterday I got a query how to delete the data from our data dictionary. So this is the DML, data manipulation language, right? So in OpenSQL, whatever we are learning, that is everything is going to come under the DQL. Okay. So tomorrow we'll start from the the remaining OpenSQL, and then once we will quickly see what is in the OpenSQL, how many different types of OpenSQL, and then we will go, and already almost we have completed that select query and all. So query language already we have completed. So we are having DQL, we are having DML, DDL. Very first language is DDL. Already we have seen how to create the table, how to modify the table definition in data dictionary. So that was the DDL. Okay. Now DQL we are learning, and the third one is DML. What is happening? Okay. And here we are having the DML, and then the last we are having the DCL, data control language, DCL. So data manipulation, here we are going to see that all how you are going to delete the record, modify the record in the database table. Okay, so delete, modify, update, insert, all these things we are going to see under the DML. In DQL, you are going to see all the select query, all types of select query. DQL is nothing but query language, just you are fetching, and DDL is nothing but you are just going to define, means table, how to create the table, right? So defining the table means how many fields will be there, what will be the data types of there for that particular fields, right? So that is going to be your defining the table, DDL, then DQL, then DML, and DCL. This is for grant or revoke. If we're going to give the access for some particular table to someone, or if you want to revoke the access, so DCL. We will not see this part. This is the basis related part. This is the database administrator related part, DB admin related part. We generally don't require this one. Mostly we are going to use DDL, already seen DQL and DML. These three is going to be very, very important. And 2 we have almost seen. DML tomorrow will complete. Okay. So hope with this, if you have any question, you can go ahead and you can.
Hello, we have so many SAP projects in the market. So
Mhm.
in all projects, whether the existing web consultants in the project, did they use OpenSQL or native SQL for these SAP projects?
OpenSQL, only OpenSQL, no native SQL.
Okay.
No native
Okay.
SQL, OpenSQL, because native SQL is not recommended to use. There are so many disadvantages. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So in the
Only
market, whatever project is there, they have you already used OpenSQL. So same we
yeah,
are learning.
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Already they have used the OpenSQL only, no native SQL. Okay. Very rarely somewhere if some database table is not present at data dictionary layer, in that case we go for the native SQL. Otherwise, means 99.999% will be there OpenSQL only. Okay. Fine. Let us stop our session here.